The Denver Broncos just got some incredible news ahead of their showdown with the New York Jets in London this Sunday. The excitement is real, and the timing couldn't be better. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles Chargers continue to do what they do best: find new ways to collapse. That's a huge advantage for Denver as we look ahead to next week's matchup. And across the league, another New York team just made things even more interesting. But before we dive deeper into all of that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. And of course, hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Now, let's get into the details. The Broncos' final injury report is out, and while there's one bit of bad news, Jonah Elliss won't be suiting up this week, there's also a lot to feel good about. Q. Robinson is stepping into that role, and based on how he's looked in practice, he's ready to make an impact right away. And here's the real headline: the Jets love to run the ball with Breece Hall, but Denver just got a major boost on defense. Malcolm Roach is officially back. His 21-day activation window opened recently, and all signs point to him being active for Sunday's game. Now the decision to keep Ben Powers off injured reserve makes total sense. The team was waiting for Roach's return before making that roster move, and the timing lines up perfectly. Roach being back means the Broncos' defensive front just got stronger, and that's exactly what they need to slow down New York's run-heavy offense. Even more impressive? Denver's injury list is one of the shortest in the entire league right now. That's a direct result of Sean Payton's discipline and attention to detail, the kind of leadership that's starting to show up in the team's performance week after week. Sean Payton's obsession with detail is paying off in every possible way. This man doesn't just coach, he studies, tracks, and measures everything. His players wear advanced sleep monitors, and he even uses technology that tracks how far and how fast they run during each practice. It might sound extreme, but that level of precision is exactly why the Broncos have stayed among the healthiest teams in the league. Of course, injuries can still happen, that's football. But overall, Denver's conditioning and preparation have been on another level, and it's no coincidence. Payton has brought in top minds from the Golden State Warriors sports science staff, and even added a data specialist who recently won a National Tech Award through Amazon Web Services. The man's commitment to performance and player health is unmatched. Now, shifting to the Jets, their injury list is much longer, and it's definitely going to hurt them on Sunday. Slot receiver Michael Carter is out, and that's a huge loss for an offense that already struggles to cover slot receivers and tight ends. Expect a big day from Evan Engram, and keep an eye on Pat Bryant. The rookie's been on the field a lot this season, which says a lot about how much Sean Payton trusts him as both a blocker and a playmaker. Don't be surprised if he's targeted early and often in this matchup. And there's more trouble for New York. Allen Lazard is also sidelined, leaving Justin Fields without one of his key weapons. Fields can still make plays with his legs, but against Denver's much-improved secondary, his passing options are limited. This matchup in London brings a unique twist. Even though it's technically a road game for Denver, they'll get to play with a home end zone setup. It's a small thing, but it looks incredible and adds just a bit more motivation for a team that's clearly trending in the right direction. As the Broncos prepare for their trip to London, there's no doubt this week brings some unusual challenges. Strange things always seem to happen when the NFL crosses the Atlantic. But one of the biggest advantages Denver has is Sean Payton's experience. This isn't new territory for him. He's been to London multiple times, and even spent part of his early career coaching there. That knowledge matters, especially when facing a rookie head coach like Aaron Glenn, who's never led a team in this environment before. There was a fascinating piece in The Athletic describing how unpredictable these overseas games can be, everything from punter tryouts on hotel lawns to unexpected travel issues. It's a totally different world over there, and for first-time coaches, it can feel like stepping into the upside down. But for Sean Payton, it's just another week of preparation. And if there's one thing we know about Payton, it's that he's obsessed with details. He's making sure this doesn't turn into a trap game. Remember, the Jets are the league's last winless team, and it would be easy for Denver to overlook them after that huge victory against the Philadelphia Eagles. But that's not how Sean Payton operates. In fact, in true Payton fashion, he even set up mouse traps around the team hotel as a message to his players: don't take the bait. That's his way of reminding everyone, no game is easy, and no opponent should be ignored. There's also an insightful article in Sports Illustrated outlining Denver's keys to victory. One major point: get more reps for the other running backs behind J.K. Dobbins. We already know what Dobbins brings: power, patience, and vision unlike anything we've seen in Denver for years. But giving the rest of the backfield some work could keep the offense balanced and unpredictable against this Jets defense. This matchup is the perfect time to see what R.J. Harvey can really do. With the Jets' run defense ranked near the bottom of the league, this is the game to give him more carries and let him find his rhythm. We already know J.K. Dobbins is the engine of this offense. His burst, vision, and patience make him special. But keeping him healthy for the long haul, especially with playoff hopes alive, is absolutely critical. So why not let Harvey shoulder some of that load and keep Dobbins fresh for when it matters most? It's also the right opportunity to get Pat Bryant more involved. He's earned every snap he's played this year, and this could be the game where he finally breaks out. Now here's a wild stat: the New York Jets still haven't forced a single turnover this season. Not one. That means all Bo Nix has to do is play smart, protect the football, and let Denver control the tempo. If the Broncos execute cleanly, this one could be over fast. Of course, Payton knows better than anyone that no team can ever be taken lightly. The Jets may be winless, but that makes them dangerous. Expect trick plays, fake punts, and anything else they can throw at the wall, because desperate teams have nothing to lose. But the Broncos are built for this. One key matchup to watch: how Jade Barron continues his role as a tight end stopper. Even without Dre Greenlaw, Barron has stepped up big time, shutting down key players every week. As Luka Evans from the Denver Post pointed out, his presence on the field changes the tone of the defense. He brings intensity, discipline, and impact. And it's impossible not to appreciate how strong this young core has become. Last year's rookie class was incredible, and somehow, this new wave of talent is keeping that momentum alive. Watching Devin dominate and Troy Franklin shine proves this team's future is as bright as it's been in years. Last season's rookie class set the bar sky high. Devin, Bo Nix, Jonah Ellis, and Troy Franklin all hit the ground running. They brought energy, fire, and promise to Denver from day one. This year's group, though, has started a little slower, but that's about to change. I truly believe this week could be the breakout moment for the 2025 rookie class. Remember, even Troy Franklin didn't suit up until week 3 last season, and look how that turned out. Sean Payton knows how to pace his young players, giving them time to adjust before unleashing them when it matters most. That patience always pays off. It's not like the rookies haven't contributed already. Jeremy Crenshaw, the Australian punter, has been quietly dominant, ranking second in the entire NFL for punts downed inside the 20-yard line. That's elite. And Pat Bryant? He played 23 offensive snaps against Philadelphia, showing the coaching staff's growing trust in his ability to stretch the field. This London matchup feels like the moment these young guys step into the spotlight. The stage is big, the pressure's real, and that's where stars are born. Now, looking beyond this week, the Broncos are chasing that top spot in the AFC West. They're currently tied with the Los Angeles Chargers, but the road ahead looks far more favorable for Denver. The Chargers have to fly all the way from LA to Florida to face the Miami Dolphins, and that's no small trip. The weather will be hot, humid, and brutal, and the Chargers are limping into that game. They've been absolutely decimated by injuries. Najee Harris is out for the year with a torn Achilles, Marion Hampton just hit injured reserve, and their backup plan, J.K. Dobbins, now wears orange and blue. To make matters worse, they lost Rashawn Slater early in the preseason and are now missing both of their starting tackles. Add in Darius Davis and a handful of others who are questionable, and it's clear, the Chargers are in survival mode. To make things even tougher for the Chargers, Mike Becton, their starting guard, injured his finger last week and now has to play with a club on one hand. That's a huge disadvantage in the trenches, and another opening for Denver to take full control. If the Broncos handle business in London and the Chargers drop another one in Miami, Denver could stand alone atop the AFC West. Imagine that, the Broncos in sole possession of first place, while the Chargers skid into a 3-game losing streak. That would be massive. Even if that exact scenario doesn't unfold this week, everything is still trending in Denver's favor. The schedule ahead looks golden. 4 of the next 5 games are at home. That means the power of Mile High is back in play, and you can bet the crowd is going to be absolutely electric. It's been nearly a decade since Broncos country has felt this confident, this united, and this ready to believe again. Home field advantage in Denver isn't just hype, it's a weapon. Opponents feel it. The altitude, the atmosphere, the noise, it all hits different. And here's another thing working in the Broncos' favor, the schedule. The next time Denver faces a true playoff-caliber opponent isn't until December 14th, when they take on the Green Bay Packers. Sure, we all expect the Chiefs to climb back into contention eventually, they always do, but right now, the path ahead is clear. The Broncos are in perfect position to make a serious run. Next week brings another test, the New York Giants, and there's already a bit of superstition floating around. The TV broadcast for that game will be called by Kevin Harlan, the same announcer who was on the mic during some of Denver's toughest losses, the blocked field goal against the Chiefs, the overtime heartbreaker versus the Bengals, and more. Some fans are joking about a Harlan curse. But honestly, this feels like the perfect time to break it. Just last week, we had that wild leverage call against the Colts, but if there's one thing we know about Sean Payton, it's that he's a streak breaker. The man doesn't buy into curses or coincidences. And this week, he's about to end the so-called Kevin Harlan curse, once and for all. Every time Harlan's called a Broncos game lately, it's ended in heartbreak, but not this time. And as if the Giants game wasn't already intriguing enough, it just got a whole lot spicier. The New York Giants absolutely shocked the league last night, destroying the Eagles on a short week, but the real drama is happening off the field. There's now a full-blown investigation underway surrounding quarterback Jackson Dart. During that Eagles game, Dart took a big hit and was pulled for a concussion evaluation, but the chaos that followed was something else. The booth called for the medical check, and suddenly, multiple people were seen entering the tent, apparently trying to influence the situation. Giants head coach Brian Daboll completely lost it on the sidelines, visibly furious and arguing with the medical staff. It got so intense that the Giants organization had to release an official statement, claiming they respect league protocols. Now, both the NFL and NFLPA are digging into what really happened, and depending on what they find, disciplinary action could be on the table. At the very least, Jackson Dart will have to undergo full evaluations before next week's matchup. Honestly, I want the Broncos to face Jackson Dart. A rookie quarterback walking into Mile High, that's a nightmare waiting to happen. Sean Payton will have his head spinning. Vance Joseph will throw looks at him he's never seen before. Denver's defense will make that rookie feel every bit of the altitude. But make no mistake, this Giants team is coming in with serious momentum. They've got confidence after crushing the Chargers and nearly surviving that turnover-filled battle against the Saints. They're feeling dangerous right now. Still, with everything swirling, controversy, investigations, momentum shifts, this week feels like the perfect storm for the Broncos to seize the spotlight again. And here's a fun bit of news to round it all out, Bo Nix is going to be a dad. His wife announced the pregnancy on Twitter, and honestly, that's just incredible. Huge congratulations to the Nix family. Of course, Broncos country couldn't resist having some fun with it. We already joke that Bo's been the father of several AFC West quarterbacks this season. I mean, he's already owned Max Crosby, and by the end of the year, he might as well be the dad of Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and Geno Smith too. The man's running the entire division like it's his household, and I absolutely love it. But speaking of Max Crosby, there's some serious trouble brewing in Las Vegas. Things are spiraling out of control with the Raiders much faster than anyone expected. That early season win over the Patriots had some people thinking Vegas might actually make a playoff push, but now? It's chaos. Rumors are already swirling that the Raiders are shopping Max Crosby, and that locker room sounds like it's teetering on the edge. The foundation is cracking, and the collapse feels inevitable. And you know what that means for Denver, advantage, Broncos. Because soon enough, the Raiders will have to walk into Mile High Stadium on a Thursday night, and that's when the Broncos can really drive the dagger in. So, Broncos country, get ready. Sunday morning, grab your coffee, join me for the watch-along, and let's enjoy this ride together. This team is heating up, the division is breaking down, and Denver's moment, our moment, is finally here.